being pulled over by a police officer?
Do I just say just the obvious thing? My skin color.
The Stanford Open Policing Project reported last year that it looked at nearly 100 million traffic stops across the U.S. They found black drivers were about 20% more likely to be stopped than whites relative to their share of the residential population.
Welcome back to our channel, guys. To those who are new, my name is Essence.
And my name is Jaime.
And in today's video, we're going to be talking about racism.
Wow.
We're also going to be talking about the time Jaime got interviewed by the ABC News.
Cool.
Our local ABC News.
Yeah.
So do you want to start by telling us what happened and how did you land this interview?
Well, how I landed this interview was, shout out to my mentor. He is a founder of a Boys and Girls Club here in this community. And that's how I landed this great interview. You know, I was honored to do this interview. Well, what went on is, of course, my mentor allowed me to have this great opportunity in being more connected to the community by getting an interview. And I was given some very good questions to answer. And one of those questions that Mark asked was the interviewer guy, very professional. He asked me if I ever talked to anybody, whether it was a mentor, whether it was a guardian, whether it was anybody of, you know, saying per se, role model or anything like that of an influence, if they ever told me what to do if I ever got pulled over by the police.
And what'd you say?
I said, I don't know. I was in my late 20s, you know, but that right there is alarming. Nobody ever told me anything until I came to the university that I graduated from.
And that's where you had that conversation?
Yeah, and it was raised in our HBCU because the minority of people that attend that school is faced with having to deal with that type of scrutiny when they go out, you know, and you don't know what would happen, you know. So the school took it to themselves in enforcing a seminar. The whole department was there, and the whole police department said, you know, we're here with you guys. We want to be more connected with you guys, and this is exactly what you guys, you know, after asking us what we should do, what we think we should do when a cop stops us and stuff like that, we told them, you know, the best thing to do is to raise your hands or to put your hands in the steering wheel, turn on your light, whichever one. You want to turn on your light first in your car if it's dark, and if it's not, you know, proceed to put your hands up or on the steering wheel. And then, of course, you know, routine things, you know, be nice, be polite. You know, they told us that that's basically how you should go about it, is raise your hands, be polite, you know, don't move, no sudden movements. And in this little seminar, like you said, it was pretty cool having the whole police department here and letting us know. But that's one of those questions that stood out to me. You know, I did tell him no mentor, no guardian has ever told me anything about, you know, being stopped and what I should do because I am a colored person. No, but on the realms of going and being blessed to go to HBCU, I was informed, you know, but I was shocked because I was in my late 20s when I learned
when you
this.
were, you know, given an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, Mark, before the interview had, you know, went on, he asked me the same exact question about getting pulled over and, you know, the procedures that you go through. And I haven't. Personally, I have not. We have had some moments where we had, like, in high school, we had, like, a conversation, a little seminar
Right.
on drinking and driving and taking responsibilities when you're under the influence to not get in the driver, you know, seat and drive while you're intoxicated. That's as much as I got when it comes to, you know,
A
traffic
parental
or traffic, you know, commotion. So I believe that, you know, like to now think about it, there's not much conversation that's going on in the home or even in the schools or even in the system on what procedures to take when you do get stopped.
Yeah.
Or, you know, because you have all these emotions going on, not to say you're stressed and you're about to get pulled over, you're about to, you know, get a ticket.
And then on top of that, what's going on, and you're black or brown, you know, they say, whoa, like, you could be like, oh, I don't want to be the next victim, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the truth there. So people freak out.
What
But like
else
how you said,
stood out to you? Like, what else stood out to you? What other questions did he ask you that didn't make it in the on the news?
well, as far as our audience, if you guys know about the cases that is going on in the East Coast, you know, with police not really meeting their requirements of being law enforcement and taking young kids' lives from us, and those lives being colored lives. And the thing that also stood out was that he didn't ask me anything about that, and it was right around the time that all these things were happening, but they aired it a week and a half later. And that's what I was like, well, you know, why didn't they do it now? And one, they asked me about these cases that were going around me, that's so close around me. Some are like 2 hours away, others are 4 or 5, 13 hours away, but it could still very easy come to a backyard near me or a city near me, you know,
Oh, yeah.
my town and my street.
Yeah. I even told you that when we were done with the interview, when you were done with the interview, why didn't he ask you about what was happening in Carolina? Because literally it was the same exact day.
Yeah, I felt like we were dancing around
The topic.
and I felt that as
And not to say that he was not a good interviewer, like he was not a good anchor. He was doing his job, and he asked amazing questions.
You know, as an interviewer, he has to follow a certain script.
Yeah.
You know, he's an open-minded person because he's an interviewer, right?
We didn't watch the news. He's a sociologist, so he's you know, he's drawn to, you know, what's going on. He has the, like, the social norms and stuff like that. That's what you study, but you never watch the news. And the reason why I don't watch the news is because I feel like the news is somewhat biased. CNN, ABC, Fox News, they have an agenda, and they all want, they're all scripted. So we're being fed the same information, but in a different, you know, vocabulary and a different, you know, viewpoint. And I want to encourage you all to not just stop at CNN, not just to stop at ABC, because his video was only maybe on ABC for 1 minute, 1 second.
Nah, probably a whole
and
15 seconds.
How long did it actually go on for? Like, how long did he interviewed you for? How long?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I would say 5-6 minutes.
And they only viewed just a second of it.
Yeah. So that just tells you that they will take what they want and put it where they need to put it for the viewer to consume the story and the truth. And I say, I know a lot of you guys out there know that news is to keep the masses, I guess, subdued. I say fearful. Like, you guys could go out there and check it out, you guys yourselves, that news gets better rating if it's something negative. They get better ratings if it's something negative. That's why they're always posting something negative.
Yeah.
Because they get more views.
Yeah.
And that's all what it is. It's a show business, you know?
We encourage you guys to do your research. Like, everything that we're talking about, with you guys right now in this video, don't stop at this video. Don't stop on your local news, channel. Actually go and see what's going on in your community. Go and see what's going on in your surrounding area. Go and see what's going on in the national area, so you can better get an understanding and awareness of what's going on and what your children or what you have to deal with on a daily basis, because it does affect you. It affects everyone. This experiment that went on in the 40s, and why it's relevant to today.
Oh.
So tell us about this, experiment and what happened.
So guys, it's basically called the Clark doll experiment, and basically this whole experiment, to break it down, to make it, minute, little, basically this professor or scientist, had a group of children, and the group of children were asked 2 questions, and it had to do with the dolls that were in front of them. The doll was white or the doll was black.
And which one is the white doll?
That one.
Which doll is the pretty doll? Which doll is the nice doll? Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the nice doll? And which doll is the bad doll? And why is that doll pretty?
Because she's white and he has 2 eyes.
Which doll is the ugly doll? Why is that doll ugly?
Because he's black.
Which doll looks most like you?
Like me.
Yeah, which one looks like you?
And that one.
Okay.
That doll.
Racism is real, and it's alarming to see something like that, right, folks? But it's something that we have to prepare ourselves if we have not yet prepared, or woken ourselves from this slumber, and slowly but surely moving to the state of empowering yourself with knowledge, and actually using this knowledge, to defeat the enemy, or to, subdue the enemy, and to make something better out of it. The big question is, will you be the solution to do something different and to bring awareness to your family if you have kids, or if you have a significant other? And just like me and Essence, we're a biracial couple. Like,
we're gonna have some babies, biracial babies.
They're gonna be multiracial, because they're gonna be more than one race.
And this is the thing I want to say about this experiment. Yeah, it happened in the 40s, and it did happen in the past, but this is not too long ago. This is only in the 40s. It is our great-grandparents literally raising our grandparents that raised our parents, that our parents raised us. So it's not too far-fetched from what we're dealing with today. And this is very, very relevant, because I want to say this. This topic that we were drawn to talk about is what we can do to share awareness, and to tell you guys, okay, so there's an issue, right? How do we solve it? Okay, so a wise person once said, there wouldn't be any healing if there wasn't any awareness on what to be healed. So first, we have to talk to you guys about racism. We got to talk to you guys that is very alive today, and it is affecting us. It's affecting you. We are so alike, it's not funny. We're more alike than what you would know, and we want to make a better environment, a better community for this next generation that is coming in. So I say that to say, we have a choice. We all have free will. What we can do is just shed awareness of it, and let you guys know that the solution is, 1, to heal, and 2, to have awareness that the solution is to always show kindness, always show love, and always be compassionate, and have and have like empathy in your heart.
Mhm.
That's how we're gonna, create a better place,
Yeah.
create a better, community for our people, is to be kind, to have love, and to share awareness on the topic. So, all right, with all that said,
Right.
let's give a real life scenario on how to deal with racism.
Mhm.
Okay? So we all know the revolutionary Martin Luther King.
Yes, activists.
He was an activist. He was the one that had a dream. He was the one that gave that brilliant speech. And when he was a young boy, he had white friends, right? Yeah. And there was a time where he couldn't, in a moment, in a situation, in time, that he couldn't play with his friends. He was wondering why. Like, why couldn't he play with his friends? I could only imagine how much anger, how much sadness he had in his heart. So he asked his mom, why couldn't he play with his friends? And, I could imagine her saying, because of the color of your skin. So instead of him being so upset and creating a whole ruckus of, what can he do in that moment to make him feel better, he took that and took that fuel and created something beautiful. Yeah. And
he like went back
changed
to the lab.
The world.
Yeah. He
with
like retreated. That. He like retreated, but he went back into the lab. Like he went into the lab and he was like, you know what? What the heck, no.
No, that shouldn't. He said, that should not be what my kids is gonna be, told when they want to go play with their friends.
And that's exactly what his purpose was for his family. He didn't want that for his family.
Which eventually changed the whole world. Yeah. So, with that said, to tie that all together, we don't want our children to grow up in a society where they have to be looking over their shoulders or be afraid of getting pulled over because their color of their skin. So, yeah.
You have to have that free will, understanding of your choices define your path. Because if you think about it, and another great philosopher, Gandhi, he said that, it's basically, it starts with your thoughts, because your thoughts turn into words, your words turn into actions, your actions turn into what?
Your destiny.
Your actions turn into your habits turn into your beliefs, and your beliefs, of course, turn into your destiny. And just to say all that is to back you up. How are you of a better person if you show the same type of
condition,
energy, condition? You have to understand, like you said, the problem. The problem is racism is everywhere. Racism is fueled by whom? That's the next question. Who feels that?
By a person.
Does the person, does the news, does the politics, the government stay on track of what we're saying? Is that it starts with us. Yeah, it starts with us.
So do better, guys. Show
we can
love.
only do better. Show love.
Show kindness.
Because you do not know
who's dealing with what.
Yeah. That's why it's always key to be kind.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Hopefully we covered everything.
Yeah, I hope we covered everything.
Hopefully we didn't uncover some things.
And I want to say before we leave is that I feel great about this video. I think that we shed some great light on the topic that is going on currently today. And, I feel like I've been wanting to say something about it. I don't know why I didn't say anything earlier or sooner, but I don't believe that things happen just to happen. Like, things happen for a reason. It's a cause and effect. Things happen literally for a reason. So Jaime being on ABC News happened for a reason. It needed to happen for a reason. So now that it happened, what we're gonna do with this, and because it made us a rounded, more of a rounded person, that I can actually take what went down in that interview room, and I can take that and I can learn from it myself, and then I can teach my kids how to handle that situation. I can teach my nieces and my nephews how to handle a situation like that when they do go out into the world. When they do get out into society and start driving around, I'll feel like, okay, they know what they need to know. I don't have to worry about them doing the wrong thing, because we already, taught them what's wrong, So, yeah.
So if we all do our part, then we will one day see things the same, because as much as people do not think about this, is that we are all energy and we're all connected, and it's how we're connected. The reason why I was on ABC News was because I am connected to you guys, and I'm connected to the community around me, and it was time for me to express that and give a voice. And I'm so blessed to give a voice to people that cannot be heard, because I know that it's frustrating as an individual, but most importantly as a human and as a brown, I would say, Indian, my native roots. But I am not trying to divide myself, because I am human, and it hurts as a human to not be heard, especially if you know that that is the truth. Because, ladies and gentlemen, good does not exist where there is bad, and bad does not exist where there is good, meaning that there is two total opposite sides. You're either good or you're either bad.
Thank you guys for staying with us.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure and an honor. Again, if you have subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. We see you. And if you aren't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. We will be back with more videos. If you guys have a topic or a situation or issue you would like us to cover, please feel free to comment down in the comment section. If you want to comment if you have something to say about this video, feel free to comment down in the comment section down below. But always keep it modest.
If you guys like this video, do not forget to hit that bell for more notifications, and please hit that like button, and please stay tuned, because we have a lot more interesting videos coming your way. So guys,
we'll see you later.
See you later.
Bye.